Welcome into the Hawkeye Tailgate Report. I'm Luke Myers, and joining me now is long snapper for the Hawks over the last couple of years, Tyler Kluver. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. So how's life after college been treating you?
It's been really good. I put on a lot of weight at the end of the spring when I was training for the NFL. I've gotten to take that weight off now after not getting a call and kind of closing down my football career. And so I'm feeling a lot healthier right now. Moved to Des Moines. Feel really good about where I'm at with my fiance. Loving life right now. So.
All right. So you were at the Hawkeyes camp today, right?
Yeah. Yep. I was at the practice today.
What were you helping with out there?
I don't know how much help I gave, but I tried to give a little bit of insight just on stuff that I picked up over my 4 years and helping the current guys, mainly the specialists. The field goals and the punts, just kind of giving little details of what I see here and there, and just getting a feel of how they're doing halfway through camp, basically. And I'm just excited to watch them this fall. It's going to be fun.
All right. Now, there was a play last year that kind of put your name on the map out there. It was the fake punt.
Yeah.
Did your guts kind of drop when you saw Coach called that one in, or what was happening?
Yeah, I actually, I didn't. We had practiced that play for the weeks previous, and we weren't really planning on using it for that game for Ohio State. And I'm really glad we did. It was an awesome opportunity. It was just kind of a quick decision. We ran out on the field. I still was thinking that we were gonna kick a field goal, and then one of the linemen turned to me and said, "Hey, we're running a polecat," and I was like, "All right, we'll do that then." And then what transpired, and here we are today. And now I'm a polecat. So
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun for sure.
So a couple years ago in an NFL game, I think the Colts set up in a similar formation.
Yeah.
It just went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Was there any doubt in your mind?
A little bit. We had practiced it pretty well and kind of figured out how they were going to line up to it. So we kind of had a fail-safe for it if it didn't work. But it turned out well, and I'm just happy it did. Yeah.
All right. So why couldn't you get it into the end zone then? Just trip over your own feet, or just excitement of getting it?
Yeah, it was probably a little bit of both. The one thing that did happen was they brought a guy right at Colton Rastetter who threw it, and it kind of startled him a little bit. And so he had to get it off pretty quick, and in the process of doing that, he didn't quite get it out in front of me, so I had to turn around, and then my body got twisted up, so then my legs got tangled, and I'm sure part of that was me being just nervous to catch the ball and just make sure that we completed it. So, it's frustrating, sometimes when I think about it, but also it could have been a lot worse. Could have dropped it, could have never run the play at all, so I'm just lucky that I was able to be a part of that situation.
If I were you, I'd say, yeah, that was just me being a good teammate, because Nate Stanley comes out on the very next play, gets wrapped around, and throws a bolt to Hawkinson in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it was a really cool play to follow. I remember going out onto the field to snap the PAT afterwards after that touchdown, and I was still just juiced on the adrenaline of the polecat play. That whole game, it was just kind of a whirlwind, I think is a good way to describe it for everybody that witnessed it and was a part of it. And I think Nate should probably thank me for having another touchdown. Him and Hawkinson both.
Well, tied the school record for most touchdowns
He
in the
did,
season. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's partly you right there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's an incredible quarterback, so of course he has to go and make that play. But it was fun to watch him and the whole offense that game. It was a great experience.
That was the best atmosphere you've ever played in, right?
Yeah, that was pretty close. It's probably up there in debate with the Michigan State Big Ten Championship in 15, and then maybe the Rose Bowl to start, but then after the game kind of began, then probably not so much. So yeah, those two games are both up there.
Yeah, after that opening kickoff in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, it kind of went downhill.
Yeah. So, is there one game in specific? You mentioned a couple right there, but what's your favorite? During your time at Iowa.
I think this one, people ask me this a lot, and I think this one is kind of different from a lot of people's. In the 15 season where we went undefeated, the biggest, my favorite game was the Wisconsin game, where we won 10-6 up in Wisconsin. Came down to the wire. We got a fumble forced as they were going in at the end of the game. I don't know if it's just because of the opponent and we hadn't won versus them in a long time, or if it was because that was what kind of jump-started us for the rest of that year, but that game sticks out as just one of the games that I was super pleased with, and I probably consider that my favorite. The Michigan, when Keith Duncan kicked the last-second field goal, Ohio State, and the Big Ten Championship were all some of my favorites.
Yeah. But, all right, so you're pretty big on Twitter. I follow you, a couple of different pages I run, and you're pretty good. You have some pretty funny stuff out there.
Yeah.
So I got a couple here for you.
All right.
This one's from July 29th. It's woke myself up today by literally hitting myself in the face with both hands. Was snapping in my dream and I botched it. And I evidently was actually using my arms in sleep. Is that actually?
Yeah, that was exactly what happened. I was dreaming of, I guess, playing in football again, and I was long snapping in my dream, and I just remember, like, literally in my dream feeling my arms, like, moving, and then the next thing I know, I must have been sleeping with my hands above my head, and they, like, came down and, like, hit me in the face, and I woke up and I was like, that really just happened. I just hit myself in the face from long snapping in my dream. I just thought that was an interesting one, kind of a unique experience that most people probably wouldn't experience.
Real football guy.
Yeah.
Football guy. Another one I have here, it's happy birth to Miguel Racino, my favorite Hawkeye football player. If I had to choose between having the ball in Jordan's hands or Miguel's foot, I'd still choose Jordan, but Miguel is a close second.
Yeah, Miguel's one of my good buddies. When he came in 2014, the year after I did, we had an interesting relationship where it was really just all business and football for a year or so, and then we kind of became friends after that, off the field, and ever since, for the last 2 or 3 years, he was probably one of my closer buddies while I was here at Iowa, and to reference the tweet, I was just being funny, but he really is. I would trust the ball on Miguel's foot any day. I saw him kick today. He looked good today. I'm excited to see what he can do this year, and I really hope that he gets a shot in the NFL because he, more than anyone, has worked so hard to just be self-made and really become like an expert in his craft. And I'm proud of him as a teammate and a friend, and I can't wait to watch him finish his career at Iowa and then hopefully get a chance at the next level.
All right, now over the last handful of years, there have been several Iowa games that special teams has won. How come they don't get enough credit? I mean, you look at Keith Big Nuts Duncan versus Michigan. You got Daniel Murray in 08 Penn State. You got Marshall Kane in 2015.
Yeah.
But one of the most underappreciated special teams performances I can remember is Ron Kaluzzi versus Michigan in 2017.
Yeah.
He's very or 2016, I guess it was. Because that was a very low-scoring game, and he had some plays where he just booted some of the best balls I've seen from an Iowa punter in a while and really reversed field position.
Yeah, we had a huge one in that game where he put it down and it kind of bounced sideways. We downed him down on the one, which led to Jaleel Johnson's sack, which kind of got us going that game. Ron and all those other guys, Iowa special teams, in fact, actually, one of the things in the program that we pride ourselves on are the strength conditioning and the special teams. And that's how Coach Doyle would always preach to us how when Coach Ferentz came here in '99, that's what he wanted to build his team on and be known for. And so I think that maybe the special teams are underappreciated just because the culture of Iowa and the fans are so used to the special teams being good that when stuff like that happens, it's just another Iowa special teams play that made the difference in a game. So I'm very fortunate to be a part of that kind of legacy of Iowa special teams, and I was very lucky to be a part of kicks like Keith's and Marshall's and the Polecat and everything that we did over the course of my time. I think specialists are used to not getting the credit, and so we see it. Even though they don't have Twitter when they're on the team, they read Twitter and they read articles that are put out about the special teams, and they know they're appreciated, and we love all the support that we get from Iowa fans when they're talking about special teams.
All right, now I have 3 things. It's for the upcoming season. I want you to say a percentage you think it happens. All right.
Okay.
We'll start. Okay, so I've been saying since middle of last year, Miguel Racino's one of the best kickers to come through Iowa.
Absolutely.
I think there's a chance he could win National Kicker of the Year. What do you think percentage-wise there?
I agree with you. I think he's one of the best in the nation. Unfortunately, that comes down to a lot of like, will he get the opportunities and just have that many field goals to put on his resume? I think if Miguel Racino's has 20 plus field goals this year, there's a 25% chance he wins most kicker.
All right. Next one I got for you. Nathan, we actually ran this on our Twitter page. Nathan Stanley, what percentage do you think he gets? He's a Heisman semifinalist. Very high on Nathan Stanley.
Yeah, I love Nate too. He's, I think he's going to make a lot of money playing football. I'm just a long snapper, former long snapper, but I got to see quite a good amount of players come through here in my 5 years. Nate being a semifinalist for the Heisman, I'll give it. Again, this is so tough because there's literally so many people out there. I would give it, if he has the year that he's potentially could have, I'll give it a 40% chance.
That's a pretty high percentage.
I'm high on Nate Stanley too. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah, one of my brothers last year before the season started, I was like, Nate Stanley reminds me a lot of Ricky Stanton. I was like really excited to see him play. And he was kind of down on him for the first couple games because he had trouble with the long ball. But by the end of the season, I have him on video saying Nate Stanley for Heisman.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Definitely been turned. And the last one I have for you, percentage that Iowa makes it to Indy and wins the Big Ten title.
Percentage that they make it to Indy and win the Big Ten title. I'll go with 25% on that one as well, because the way I see it is, it's between them and Wisconsin in the West. As long as they play like they potentially can, every season it's so hard to beat anyone, and every team can beat every team. But I think if they play like they can, it's going to be between them and Wisconsin, or it should be, at least in my eyes. And then if they make it to the Big Ten championship, it'll be 50-50 there. So 25% on that one.
All right. Yeah. Last question. Record for him this year.
9-3.
9-3.
Yep.
I can respect that.
Yep.
I can respect that. But hey, that's all I have for you, Tyler.
Perfect.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.